Hello, my name is Jean Marie DiGiovanna, and I'm a leadership expert who's developed a body of work called Renaissance Leadership. When I heard about Fitza, I noticed right away how much they demonstrate the principles of Renaissance leadership. They ask the questions no one is asking. They bring diverse viewpoints together to innovate, and they're willing to let go of the old to bring in the new. So I was intrigued to speak with Nikhil, the CEO of Fitza, to learn more. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Nikhil.
Hi, Jean-Marie. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. I'm a great fan of your work on Renaissance leadership, I must say. Prior to the pandemic, I was hardwired into believing that leaders should be stoic, fearless, relentless. My leadership ideology revolved around infallibility. My mornings were full of power rush of emails, calls, reports, as asking tough questions, demanding urgent answers. Then COVID hit. The pandemic exposed gaps in health and administrative systems and the vulnerabilities of our personal and professional identities. Now my morning routines are very different. The introspection has become the starting point of a whole new leadership paradigm.
You know, what you speak of, Nikhil, is the experience, I would say, of so many leaders. They've gone through this pandemic, and it's, you know, our focus on our own wellness. The pandemic has shed light on our own wellness, myself included. So what was the driver to creating Fitza?
Great question, Jean-Marie. Well, Fitza is a newborn with years of experience. While the idea of Fitza came into being well before COVID, it was turbocharged during the pandemic. One of our co-founders, Fitza Ceo, who is also the chief subject matter, sparked our interest, which grew into a flashover that consumed us. The pandemic is a fierce teacher, and one learning it has grilled into us during this period is the importance of preventive self-care. In the backdrop of grueling chronic ailments such as overweight, obesity, PCOD, PCOS, infertility, the non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular issues, in India especially, it's become imperative for each of us to be stakeholders in deciding what we eat and what to avoid. The big idea driving Fitza was the ability for us to reclaim our wellness.
Wow, yeah. This is so needed today. And when you mention reclaim your wellness, that really hits a chord. It hits a chord for me and so many of the leaders that I work with, because for the first time in history, we've been exposed to incredibly crazy hours. It's been, you know, overnight, we literally went from, you know, working in the office to working virtually. And the impact of this has been huge. You know, we move from one Zoom meeting to the next, and there's just no time in between. We're juggling so much and we're overwhelmed. So we're constantly on the go. And with that, we're unconscious of what we're putting in our body. So I can completely relate to that. It's time to reclaim our wellness, you know, because then at the end of the day, we feel exhausted and then we wonder why. There's a demand of energy on us, but the supply isn't always there. So it sounds like Fitza is really here to address this. Yes?
Absolutely. We often have the knowledge of what we need to do to take care of our body and mind, but when it comes to consistent action, we fall short. That's what drove us to develop Fitza. We created Fitza to address the missing link for leaders who don't have the time for self-care but know how important it is. We also wanted to bring all the top thought leaders in mind, body, and spirit together in one place and provide personalized plans for each individual. That does not exist in today's marketplace without a premium price to pay, quite frankly. We at Fitza understand that technology has the ability to transform scarcity into abundance. And we intend on democratizing nutrition and wellness using tech to make it accessible to people from across strata of society.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Because what I can say is, of many of the apps that I have on my phone today, they're so disparate. They cover one thing at a time. So you hit on a key issue, which is we're reactionary around our self-care.
Right.
So I really appreciate that this app focuses on preventative self-care, and also how you talk about each person as a leader in their work and life. Because, to be a strong leader, you first have to understand yourself before serving others. And that self-awareness includes self-care.
Yeah.
So can you point to a little bit more about when you talk about holistic approach, what does that actually mean in your world?
Sure. So, so let me mirror the app for you and the way it functions. Right from the time the app engages with you from the time you wake up in the morning to when you sleep at night. That's holistic, because we are constantly reminding you and engaging with you to tell you that, okay, this is, you need to have a glass of water, you need to have a health drink, time for your meal. There's so many times we are so, we're unconscious about what time we are having our meals. We go through the entire day without having water. For instance, even we probably have 3 cups of coffee, but we may not even have a glass of water. And coffee is dehydrating. So if there is something that can help remind you that, yes, it comes up on your phone, we have our phones always on us. Okay, it's time to have a glass of water, or, it's meal time. It will help us walk the path, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, that's holistic for us in many ways.
Yeah, I can see, first of all, I can relate to that. I mean, there are times I go through the whole day and I forget to drink water. So
Right.
One of the things you point to is how unconscious we are. And, when I think of the leadership work I do, day in and day out, it's all about how do we raise our consciousness, right? And the first step is self-awareness.
Let me start by saying that awareness starts with our bodies, and we are each unique. The understanding of one's body type is an important part of our journey towards self-awareness. Only through this knowledge can you better serve yourself to reach your potential. 70% of our body's immunity lies in the gut, and the microbiota composition differs from person to person. Our solution not only helps you understand your body type, but also based on your response to questions on goals, ailments, food preferences, etc., generates a customized nutrition program that comprises mainstream meals and healthy decoctions. The application algorithm processes over 1,000 meal options that are best suited for your profile only, to create something in seconds, which otherwise a human would take weeks, if not more, to create and develop. So moving from a methodology that is provider-centric to one that is user-specific is what we do. Nutritionists today use technology that understands their line of treatment, while Fitza uses tech that puts the user first.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. In fact, the foundation of my leadership program is self-awareness. If we do not have self-awareness, we can't shift and change, and we can't impact others, as you say. So I love that your app, in a way, I see your app as kind of leaders' self-care partner, right? It's like, this is the app that I have along with me on a daily basis to remind myself, because I'm not always going to remember, we have busy schedules, to remind myself, this is when you want to do this. This is when you want to eat this. These are the kinds of food you want to eat. So what's the biggest, I would say, differentiator of your app? Because I also understand that you bring in all of these experts into one place. And I see that as one of the differentiators for sure as I use your app.
Yeah, sure. Jean-Marie, for me, there are two standout differentiators. There are many others, but two differentiators that for me are extremely important and relevant today for people are built into Fitza. One is in the moment access, and the other one is that it's integrated. So I'll take in the moment access first and tell you how important that is. Imagine you are, you're reading some literature, or you're talking to a friend, and the discussion revolves around, what should I be eating? What is the right food for me? Should I, consult a specialist about this? And the conversation, transitions into something else, and over a period of time, you've actually lost track of that. One fine day, again, it kind of dawns on you that, I think I should meet an expert or a nutritionist to see what is the right food for me. Then you have to go through the entire exercise or the process of booking an appointment and scheduling it, XYZ. The motivation, which was built a few days back, has now, reduced significantly. What we provide you is in the moment access. So when your motivation is at the highest level, that's when you want to engage, and that's when you want something delivered to you, right? And that's what we built Fitza on. You can, at that point in time, you can access the Fitza app, and a plan will be generated for you in a matter of seconds, telling you what is suitable for you. And that's what makes it, really, really key and killer in that sense. The second differentiator is the fact that it's integrated. So it's beyond nutrition. It also includes wellness, which is an extremely important component. And within wellness, we have meditation, yoga, neuro-linguistic programming, self-affirmation. These components built alongside the right kind of food that one wants to eat is an extremely incredible way of following of self-care program that will help you thrive and be the best version of yourself.
Wow, that is great. One of the things as you were speaking, it had me think that everything is so connected, right? Our spirit, mind, body. And what I hear you saying is that's that integrated approach, which I love.
Right.
I also noticed that when I go to your website, it says Fitza Diet. And I have to admit, when I think of diet, oh God, not another diet, right? But then I realized you use a different acronym for diet. Can you share what that acronym is with us? Because I found it so fascinating.
Sure. So we have a very different philosophy for diet. And the acronym is Development of Health, Intelligent Lifestyle, Emotional Stability, and Temperance of the Nervous System. So that's what diet for us, and that's what captures the holistic well-being and wellness care program that we strive to build.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I can already see your application helping so many of the leaders I work with and leaders in the world, right? In their communities. We're all leaders, really. Whether we're leaders in the corporate world, the community that we're in our own families. And so how can people get a hold of this app, and what are some of the new releases coming out?
Sure. So the app actually is available on the App Store and the Play Store to download, and it's a free download on both these platforms. And if one wants to know more about the app and what Fitza is about, please feel free to access our website, which is www.fitzadiet.com.
Wonderful.
And we are in the process of releasing our next version, which is an upgrade of our nutrition wellness integrated care program.
Great, great. So are there any last words you'd like to leave people with?
Well, we all understand the importance of nutrition and wellness, and I think that awareness is there for all of us, and it's there in our minds. But we rarely move to action. And therefore Fitza becomes an important tool to help move the needle. With the fact that there is a self-care program available for you, personalized. It's available on your mobile phone. Notifications, reminders. It's proactive in that sense. It will be an extremely important partner for you in your wellness and well-being care program going forward. So we do hope that as many people come on board and benefit from the features that Fitza has to offer. That's what I would like to leave the audience with. And another thing, I'd like to mention is that we try to democratize access to nutrition and wellness care program in a personalized manner. It's affordability, which was earlier a constraint. Now with Fitza, no more. We have overcome those hurdles. The price points are for people to really you take benefit from, and for the masses to access this. So that's what that's our vision, and that's what we're hoping to take out to the market.
Great. So Nikhil, what last words do you have to share with the audience today?
Thanks, Jean-Marie. If I may just add, probably mentioned this earlier, technology has the ability to transform scarcity into abundance. So while access and affordability might have been constraints earlier for people to access or develop their personalized nutrition and wellness care programs, Fitza helps overcome that. Our vision is to democratize nutrition and wellness to the masses. If food is the hardware that makes us who we are, wellness is the software that helps us thrive and grow. Nothing is more core to our existence. As exponential leaders, our energy is everything. Our ability to inspire, support, lead people on is all due to the energy that we have. And nutrition and wellness is extremely important in keeping that energy and sustaining that energy. So our vision is to develop a community of leaders that can be their best self, no compromises. The platform is here, the doors are open, the power to choose is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. I look forward to your future releases, and I appreciate your time. And just to remind people, go to www.fitzadiet.com. And thank you again.
Thank you, Jean-Marie. Absolute pleasure being with you today. Thank you so much for your time.